All right, Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahushai.
Barakatah Yahushai.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahushai.
Barakatah Yahushai.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai.
Barakatah Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai.
B'Hashem.
B'Hashem.
Kakadash.
Kakadash.
Hey, double honor to the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone True Well. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there, man. You Akim Tesadakim, do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. I'm a Christian month to my right. Right, and Abaratazah, we're just going to go through Isaiah the 14th chapter on down, kind of flow in the spirit for a few. All right, get with this week's particular lesson, man.
Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1. For the Lord Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel.
Now, it says the Lord Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and choose Israel. All right, now, who is Jacob and Israel? Well, pursuant to the book of Romans 8, chapter 16, verse, all right, it says the Spirit itself bear witness with our spirit that we are the children or sons and daughters of the Most High, all right? It means going into the prophecies, and when you go to Deuteronomy 28 chapter, who fulfill these particular prophecies? The Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And the Lord said he shall have mercy upon us. Because right now, the Most High, all right, is having mercy on, first and foremost, his elect, okay? He's dealing with the elect first and foremost, but after, he's going to deal with the entire nation of Israel, right?
And set them in their own land.
Wait a minute. So, he's going to set them in their own land. Not no fucking Balfour Declaration, man. All right, that's why there's all types of hell and turmoil going over there in the land of Jerusalem right now, the land of Israel, all right, Palestine. You got two warring factions, the Arabs and the so-called Israelis, which both are complete heathens, all right? The so-called Jews over there call themselves Jews or what? Edomites. And them Arabs are a mixture of what? Edomites and Ishmaelites, both of which do not own the rights to that land. And none of them was set in there by the Most High. Right?
Right. And the strangers shall be joined with them.
Wait a minute, the strangers shall be joined with them, all right? So, but that particular verse right there is going into the strangers that are scattered amongst who? Amongst the other nations. You have the natural Gentiles and the unnatural Gentiles. So the unnatural Gentiles, which are the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that have confusion of faces and look them up like the other nations, they're going to be joined unto Israel, okay? But guess what? When you go to the book of Zechariah, it tells you that the nations are also going to come up. The natural Gentiles are going to come up every year, all right? So Israel is going to be magnified in that day, the day when the Lord sets his people back in that land. So that right there proves that you people over there calling yourself Jews are not the real Jews, man. All right?
Verse 2, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord Yahweh.
Yeah, so we're going to possess, all right, you nations, okay? Because again, going into the high holy days, you're going to be coming up like we have to do in our Lord's Session Commandment 3 times a year. And you're going to have to what? Give offerings, man. All right? If not, you're not going to get no rain. Okay? See, when the missiles detonate, all right, when, brothers like to say push the keys, push the buttons, but really the Most High is old-fashioned. He's going to turn keys. And when those keys get turned, it's going to throw the world back into what you call a so-called Stone Age. All right, where people are going to value things like rain, animals again. Okay, we're going to go back into things are going to get slowed down. And in that day, all right, we're going to have you nations grinding mill, bringing up wheat, barley, and all these types of things. Okay,
what? What's up? Yeah. Isaiah chapter 60, verse 12. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted. Yeah, so the nation and kingdoms that will not serve us in the kingdom of heaven when Yahweh returns to reestablish it on planet Earth, those nations are going to perish, man. All right? If they don't serve the nation of Israel as brothers going into.
That's it. All right? Straight to the point. Okay? Go ahead.
Back in Isaiah chapter 14, verse 2, and they shall take them captives whose captive they were.
Oh, we're captive here in America, man. Yet, our people don't understand it. Our people, Hosea 4 and 6, they destroyed for lack of knowledge. I don't know, I've never seen a trial in my life where a nigga is begging his lawyers to get him locked up. I've never seen a man gather attorneys and try to work out plans of how he could get a life sentence. He tried to evade a life sentence. All right, you don't want to be in prison. But yet, our people here being captive in America, all right, want to be comfortable here in America, man. It's like like them animated movies where they had animals that could talk. All right, you had certain animals that were enjoying the captivity of being in the zoo. And some were like, wait a minute, nah, this shit ain't natural. We gotta be in the wild. So you Negroes, all right, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you got comfortable in your captivity. All right, and I'm pretty sure if the Lord came back and said, listen, man, I'm ready to establish my land in Jerusalem, a lot of y'all would not want to go back, man. Just like y'all did in Babylon, just like how y'all did in Egypt. You get comfortable in your hell, man. Go ahead.
Reads on to say, and it shall come to pass in that day, in the day that the Lord Yahweh shall give thee rest from thy sorrow.
Man, and that's what the fuck we need, bro. We need rest, man. All right? No brother could really say what true sleep is like, really. All right? Because your mind truly never gets rested in this place, man. I don't give a fuck how long your vacation is. In the back of your mind, work is going to be popping up. All right? Your responsibilities are going to be popping up. But in the kingdom of heaven, you're not going to be tossed into and fro for a fucking hour before you can really get into some good sleep, man. So-called good sleep. You're going to be able to close your eyes and rest, man. Quietness. No trains running. All right? No horn beeping. People talking mad loud at night. No. At nighttime, things are going to get shut down, quiet, slow down. You're going to have a peaceful rest, man.
Right. It says, and from thy fear and from the hard bondage.
Hard bondage and fear. All right? Zechariah 11:5, man. Right now, we getting slain by oppressors left and right. All right? You got Jakes getting shot in the back with their hands up. You getting oppressed, man. You got a brown nose to these cops when they pull you over. All right? We in servitude, bro. But that is only going to do it for what? A period of time. After that, man, after this kingdom is done, there shall be no more nations to rule over us, man. Thus saith the Lord.
That's right.
All right?
Wherein thou was made to serve.
But we were made to serve. So the so-called white man didn't do shit on his own accord, man. All right, we were made to serve this bondage, all right, because we sinned against our Heavenly Father by worshiping other gods, man. And the Most High have cursed us in many ways, man. To the point that the Heavenly Father pretty much have our woman doing what we did to him, all right? You know, you get yourself a woman, most of the women of the tribes, all right, they completely out of order. They sleeping around. You can't, you know, whatever you tell them, they don't truly listen. Because that's our relationship with the Most High when we was going off, man. So now the Most High is making us feel that, man.
So, this is Baruch chapter 4, verse 6. You were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved Yahweh by Shem Yahushai to wrath. You were delivered unto the enemies. So the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yahushai caused these different nations to come upon the nation of Israel, not for our destruction, but because we moved the Heavenly Father Yahweh through Shem Yahushai to wrath by breaking his laws, statutes, and commandments.
Yeah, so wait a minute. Somebody asked, you know, because we always have the slavery sign out, you know, did we deserve it? Yes. It was justified. We went the fuck off with paying our punishment. Now, scriptures talk about furthering the affliction. All right, now, if a man has a sentence in jail, all right, it's not the duty of the cop to beat him half to death. You're just supposed to watch over him, all right, as a correctional officer, if you will, and let him go through his sentence. But the so-called white man furthered the affliction by what? Lynching, all right, rape, robbing, and murdering our people, fucking them up psychologically. You further that affliction, man. So now you gotta pay, and you gotta pay double. And not just the so-called white man, the Grecians, the Ishmaelites, and the Zidonians, which are the Hamites, so-called Arabs, all right? All you fucking nations, man, pursuant to the book of Obadiah 1:15-16, man. Go ahead.
Like in Isaiah chapter 14, verse 4, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say,
who's the king of Babylon? The king of Babylon is the so-called elites, all right, which are Edomites. Go ahead.
How had the oppressor seized the golden city seized?
Oh my God, man, that's gonna be a beautiful day, bro. All right, when this shit just comes to a fucking close and end, man. All right, don't invest in America. All right, just like how you couldn't have a realtor sell somebody a burning house. All right, you wouldn't buy a burning house. You wouldn't make any investment in a burning house. It's the same shit with America. This thing is crumbling, man. All right, it's like you know, the sand, our sand glass. Eventually, the sand's gonna run out. That's America. That's the rulership of the so-called white man's, man. his particular kingdom is coming to an end, man, because of what? Wickedness and deceit. That's why kingdoms get translated, man. Go ahead.
How had the golden city ceased? The Lord Yahweh had broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers.
Yeah, so the Most High is going to break your power structure, man. All right? A staff is used to hold and support a man up. All right? The Most High is going to destroy your support, get rid of all your fucking systems. All right? And Yahushua, his son, be a chief ruler. All right? Which Yahushua, you know, if you're spiritual, you understand that Yahushua gave this devil his blessing, and he's going to be the one to come and take it away. And then his people, soon to what? Hebrews 7 and 14, Israelites, are going to be joint heirs with him. Go ahead.
Verse 6. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke,
Continual stroke, man. Meaning you constantly getting fucked up in the society, man. I don't care how much you work out, how healthy you eat, all right? You're always going to feel some type of aches, pains, never truly rested. Goddamn, right now we stepping on concrete. All right, every time you step on this concrete, shocks are being shot up into your lower spine. All right? So the so-called white man done fucked the whole earth up, and we, the scripture says the earth was created for our sake, so we more in tune with the planet Earth than these heathens. So the earth being in a fucked up state condition, we feel it more than you goddamn heathens, man. All right? We more with the earth.
Right. He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hinder it.
Yeah, nobody gonna give a fuck when the so-called white man go down, all right? Because guess what? The other nations hate the so-called white man. They sick of the shit that the so-called white man done forced on their throat. And that shit I'm talking about is democracy, their philosophies. That's in the book of Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 5, man. All right? The nations are mad that they got drunk off what you fed them, man. So when you go down, all right? I mean, they're going to weep at first, Revelation 18. Not really for you, but the fact that they can't make money off this bitch America no more. But once the so-called white man get put into bondage, all right, we start ruling, all right, the scripture says that people are going to rejoice eventually, man. Because what? We're not going to be one with the nations, all right? We're not going to be doing like, deceitful things with the nations, making treaties with them and double cross them and shit, all right? They're going to be loyal subjects, man.
All right. It says, verse 7, the whole earth is at rest and is quiet.
The whole earth is at rest and is quiet, man, all right? These types of things you don't see nowadays, man. Here in America, you pretty much work 7 days a week, 24 hours in a day. You know what I'm saying? There's no land Sabbath. There's no day of rest in here in this white man's kingdom, man. It's just constantly work, work, work. Now, one can say Sunday is kind of like a Sabbath, which kind of is when people are off. But guess what? Not everybody's off, man. And stores, at nighttime, stores are still running. All right? So you here breaking your back, slaving, and no matter how much you make, the way the tax system is set up, I feel like you're constantly behind. You're constantly in debt. You know, like the hamster wheel?
Yeah.
Where the carrot in front of the hamster is running, but it can never reach. All right? That's us in this shit, man. It's like no matter how much you make, no matter what you do, all right? Even them so-called Israelites are sold out. All right? The more money you make, the more stress is on your mind. Because now you got to do things to monitor these particular vehicles that you own, property that you own. You know, you don't truly enjoy the shit you get, man. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. This is Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
So the people will be rejoicing, man. Nobody's rejoicing. There's constant protests all throughout the earth, man. Why is that? Because the people are being oppressed. Scripture says oppression maketh the wise man mad. All right? Eventually people revolt. And, so-called white man knows that. So what he do? He put fluoride in your waters, man, to keep you docile, man. But the elect says, because, really putting the fluoride in the water is like witchcraft. Scripture says there's no enchantment against Jacob. His brother's been drinking all types of tap water, but still woke up. This thing is spiritual, man.
But when the wicked bear fruit,
Who's the wicked? Job 9 and 24, Malachi. What's that? 1 and 4. All right, the border of Esau is the border of wickedness. All right, since the so-called white man's in rulership, everybody's fucking mourning, man. Read it slow.
or when the wicked bear fruit, the people mourn.
People mourn. Turn on any real news. We're talking about RT, Al Jazeera and such. All right? Well, they took down Press TV here in America because that's our Iranian back. But any type of world news, people are mourning, man. People are talking about different wars, trade wars, sanctions. All right? This is fucking up the world, fucking up the economy. All right? The nations aren't trading in peace. This is constant war, bickering, all right, and oppression. This is what happened, what's that, on the book of Proverbs off top. Try Proverbs 19. Go to Proverbs chapter, what?
How does it go?
It says, delight is not commonly for a fool, neither servant, when a servant bear rule. Try 19:25 maybe. Is that it?
No.
Delight is not commonly for a fool. Try. Yeah, it could be Proverbs 29 as well. Proverbs 29 too, but the scripture says that. It says delight is not commonly for a fool, all right, which when you go into the Hebrew, that word there is luxury, all right? But the ultimate luxury is the scriptures, all right? But all these riches, wealth, and the so-called white man, it's not good for this devil because he don't know how to rule with it, man, all right? Picture a Fortune 5, like a Fortune 5 company, a huge company, all right, being run by, people, and then up in one day, the janitor's commanded to take over. The janitor wouldn't know how the fuck to do. He'll run the company into the ground. All right, so that's the so-called white man, all right, being that servant. Pursuant to Genesis, the 25th chapter, all right, it says the elder shall serve the younger. He's a servant by nature. He's in rulership, so he don't know how to fucking rule because he's a servant, man.
I didn't find it, but I have one more about the servant. This is Proverbs chapter 11, verse 10. When it goeth well with the righteous, the city rejoiceth. And when the wicked perish, there is shouting. Yeah, so the earth is going to be at rest and quiet when the wicked perish. And who's the wicked? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, the born of wickedness, pursuant to the book of Malachi, chapter 1, verse 4, in whom the earth has been given into their hands, pursuant to the book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. Right. So when they perish, the earth is going to be at rest. Everything is going to be in the way that the Lord intended it to be from the beginning.
Yeah, man. It's going to say it in that particular chapter too that the trees rejoice, Isaiah 14, right?
Yeah.
All right, because it's going to say no fellow has come against us. Talking about actual trees, man, plants. Yeah, everything's so spring is going to rejoice. Right?
Right. Back in Isaiah chapter 14, verse 7, the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing.
Yep.
Yea, the fir trees rejoice and the cedars of Lebanon saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us.
So the actual trees are going to actually be rejoicing, man. Yes, plants and trees are alive, but it's also going into men. All right, because men represent trees. All right. Remember, King Nebuchadnezzar had a dream that he was a tree. All right. When we go in the book of Ezekiel, all right, the Assyrians was that tall cedar. So nations are going to be rejoicing, man. Like since this man went down, there has to be no more wars, no more proxy wars, nobody coming over here trying to overthrow and topple our government, coups and all that shit. That's going to be done away with, man.
Yeah. It says, yea, the fir trees rejoice and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no fella is come up against us.
And the so-called white man is about to be laid down. See, once we put these nations into subjections and they see the spiritual power and the mighty works that we do, they're going to be in complete fear. All right? But they're also going to marvel at the way we run things, man. All right? They're going to admire and look up to us, man. Okay? But
hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming.
all right, hell doesn't mean, Satan's going to come out crawl out the dirt, pitchfork and shit. All right? Heaven and hell represent states and condition, man. We in hell right now. So what? The condition of being fucked up low, all right? That's coming up for your ass, man. Right now, you in your heaven, man. So enjoy it while it lasts. What?
It stirred up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth.
Who's the chief ones? All right, the chief ones are going into these other nations, man. All right? Because right now you have different particular nations. All right, such as the Moabites and Kim Jong, all right, Bala al-Assad over there in Syria, okay? They're like, damn, this devil gotta go the fuck down, man. He's trying to take over our government. You got Jake out there in Venezuela, all right? Go ahead.
Right. It says, even all the chief ones of the earth.
Wait a minute, the scriptures just broke itself down. It says all the chief ones of the earth, all right? So the scriptures, when you read it, it breaks itself down. Go ahead.
It had raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations.
Boom, all the kings of the nations. So the scriptures really done broke itself down, man. Like that kings of the nations, all right, the chief ones, all right, they want that hell to come upon the so-called white man because they're being oppressed, man. All right, nobody wants to be told what to do wickedly, man. All right, or being dictated what to do. Okay, you run your country this way, commit this or that war. All right, so they pissed off, right?
Verse 10. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we?
They gonna say that in the kingdom of heaven, man. All right. Art thou become as weak as we? Go ahead.
Art thou become like unto us? Thy pomp is brought down to the grave.
That, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna be damn. These Rothschild elites really used to run the planet Earth. What the fuck? Now they over there in the pits. You know what? That's pretty much. You see that now today. Like when you watch those feed the children shit.
Yeah,
the mighty Hamites, bro. The Hamites were mighty at one time, man. Yeah, feed the poor. You know that shit don't go to no goddamn poor. But look, man, they have been brought the fuck down. When you read about guys like Nebuchadnezzar, is it Nebuchadnezzar I'm thinking about? Nah, I'm thinking about what's this guy's name in Genesis the 10th chapter? That's on the Tower of Babel. Brothers normally say he's about to come back. I believe that's Nebuchadnezzar. Genesis 10. Go to Genesis 10. Or Genesis 11. That's his name again, man. Oh man. Trying to make everybody want.
Oh, you
It's in there, Genesis.
yeah. You talking about what's the guy's name again?
Nimrod.
Nimrod, yeah.
Nimrod. You know what I'm saying? Mighty Nimrod was a fucking Hamite, man.
Yeah.
All right, and now look at these people at the bottom, man. So,
Rice belly.
yeah, rice belly and shit. So it shows you, man, it's not for the Most High to bring a nation up and bring them down.
Yeah,
He's the one that does that.
Yep.
Matter of fact, let's prove it. Go to Amos 4:13.
Book of Amos, chapter 4, verse 13. It says, for lo, he that formed the mountains and created the wind.
Form the mountains and create the winds. All right, both actual mountains and metaphorical mountains, particular governments. Winds, the Most High dictates the wind. Hebrew word there's a car. He also formed the spirits. Go ahead.
And declareth unto man what is his thought.
Wait a minute, the Most High is the one that declares unto man what's his thought. That's in the book of Proverbs 16:1. There's no such thing as free will. So even though the so-called white man's been a goddamn devil, it's all the will of the Lord for him to play the left-hand side, man. To play the villain in this movie. Go ahead.
And declareth unto man what is his thought.
And declare unto man what's his thoughts, man. The scripture says, what, man's goings of the Lord. How can a man then understand his whole way? All right? Yeah. Nothing is by accident. Everything has been predetermined. As King David said, my thoughts are far off. So what we're going to do 2 weeks from now, Lord willing, if we're still here in 2 weeks, all right, has been determined in history for years, man. Go ahead.
Right. No free will.
No free will.
And that maketh the morning darkness and treadeth upon the high places of the earth, the Lord Yahweh, the power of hosts is his name.
Yeah, so the Most High is the one that formed these mountains, that formed these governments. All right, that served these particular nations. That's also in the book of Daniel, the 4th chapter. All right, everything is of the will of the Most High. So when the Most High says, "Listen, your time is up, and now it's time for my people to rule," pursuant to what? 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter, 7 to 9. Then that's it. You can't go beyond it. You can't go a minute or a second beyond that. That's in the book of Job. You know what I'm saying?
That was a good book.
Yeah, if you go a little bit more on Isaiah, and we can close out pretty much.
Back in Isaiah chapter 14, verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven? It's like verse 11. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy bowels. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee.
Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, man. All right? You're going to go from riches to rags. It happened to us, man. The reign of King Solomon, we was on the height of our peak of our rulership, man. And now look at us, man. All right? So it can happen to anybody. All right, but it's not really happening to anybody in the terms of randomness. It's happening according to prophecy.
Right.
All right, and your pomp, all right, your delicacies, all right, because for instance, we got to go to a deli. You know what I'm saying? These elites, they living in ancient times. They getting their meat killed and prepared that day.
That's right.
Fresh calves that's been raised. They show you that movie Snowpiercer. I don't know if you ever seen it, Snowpiercer. All right, pretty much the world is in like a ice age, all right? They feel like if they go outside the train, they're gonna die. But this train is running around the world on the tracks.
Wow.
And as you go from each car to each car, you step more and more up into luxury. So the people on the back of the car, they eat shit, everything's fucked up. And they revolted and started moving forward. But as they was moving forward, they saw that what? There were fresh animals being killed and being prepared for the guys at the top.
Breastfed.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy about that too? when the train eventually broke and wore down, they found out that they could live outside. But they kept the train running because they wanted to oppress the people, man. You know what I'm saying? So they put a lot of shit in their movies, but if you have the eyesight, Revelations 3 and 18, you can see the bullshit that the so-called white man is pushing out there.
That's right. Isaiah chapter 14, verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning?
All right, listen, man. Let's not talk about the spiritual demon Satan, man. All right, because we got to get that shit out the way, point blank, period. All right? The spiritual demon Satan is in total subjection to the Most High. He's a perfect angel, all right, on the left-hand side of the Heavenly Father. So no Satan up in one day said, listen, man, the Most High going off. And, you know, let's take over. That's some madness, man. That's some fuck. That doesn't happen. All right? It's talking about a man. The word Lucifer means light bearer, man. All right? And the so-called, they call themselves the illuminated, man. In their eyes, because the so-called white man does have, you know, wisdom and knowledge, but of wickedness, which the scripture says knowledge of wickedness isn't real wisdom. All right? But there's particular things that the so-called white man does to work miracles, such as operating these cell phones and all that. All right? They call themselves illuminated. All right? You're going to be brought down to fucking hell, man. You're going to be cast out of heaven, cast out of your rulership. Go ahead.
How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? But thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yahweh.
When you read the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 4, the so-called white man, he tried to be like the Most High. How? First and foremost, by propagating the image of the Heavenly Father, all right, telling you that the Most High and the Son are so-called white people, all right, which they're not. And also these cameras they got everywhere, man. They got movies such as Fast and Furious, got Eagle Eye. The white man is so-called watching everybody, man. Trying to be like the Most High to the point that he's trying to get in your thoughts like the Heavenly Father, man. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It says, how art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? But thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai.
He's going to establish his rulership above the stars. Who the stars? Israel. All right? When you read the book, what was that, Genesis, when Jacob had Joseph had the dream about the 11 stars. So he has set his throne above us, man. All right? But that's also going into what? He physically went up there in the atmosphere, not to the moon or nothing, but he got satellites up in the atmosphere, in the heavens. All right? And guess what he's doing? Polluting that shit. Not that shit, polluting that thing. What his shit, man? Literally. Taking dumps in space and throwing it up there, man.
I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north.
Alright.
I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
And the moment you did that, the moment you, in the 60s, launched your space shuttle up, that's when this word came out. That's when Elijah stepped on the scene and started doing what he was doing, man. And we always know Elijah he's an indicator that Yahushua is close. All right? This is our living. All right? Because guess what? He was Abraham. So, when he stepped on the scene, Abraham, well, no, hear me out. When he was on the scene as Abraham, guess who came out? Yahushua, Isaac.
Yeah.
All right? And when he was Samuel, guess who came back on the scene? Yahushua, which was Samuel. So, when he comes on the scene, that means the coming of the Lord is close. Yeah, when he stepped on the scene as Samuel, all right, David and Yahushua came on the scene. So pretty much what I'm saying is, wait a minute, John the Baptist, Yahushua himself came straight up. So when the spirit of Elijah comes in the earth, he normally leads the way for who? The Messiah, man. All right, which we believe firmly that's our business. Because really, a lot of these Israelites you see, all right, stem from what? One West. And who really said all that? Our business, man. Doing a lot that he does. All right?
Right. Verse 14, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit.
Yeah, man. The so-called white man's trying to create life. He's trying to do all types of shit, man. Trying to do everything to be like the Heavenly Father. But again, what the scripture says, light is not commonly for a fool, neither a servant when he bears rule. All right, so you can't rule like the Heavenly Father can. The Heavenly Father is the ultimate jig. He knows, not to splice particular animals, splice fruits and all that. But only a foolish person will do that. See? All right.
They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble?
Is this the man that made... Wait, the man?
Yep, there you go.
So that's not talking about the spiritual demon Satan, man. So this is the man that made the earth to tremble, all right? That's what they're gonna be saying when you get brought into subjection. Just like how you can, see them dirty ass Hamites and say, listen, man, this is Nimrod came out of these devils, man. Like, what the fuck? These derelicts, all right? Yeah. Base men.
It says, it says, and did shake kingdoms?
Shake kingdoms, man. So-called white man went all throughout the planet Earth, being a devil, provoking, starting, creating proxy wars, all right? That's just track record, all right? The scriptures speak about Cain being a fugitive and a vagabond. Right. And when you watch some old Wild Wild West movies, whatever, what would they do with a fugitive? They didn't have no pictures and shit. They had to describe him. He was X amount of height, maybe he had a limp in his walk, all right? He had a scar. These different things you describe the fugitive so you can know what you look like when you see him. Right. So what the Bible did with Esau? It's giving you all telltale signs of how this devil operates, how he is, how he moves. That's like when we know the so-called white man is the devil. What you said out?
The mark of Cain.
The mark of Cain, man. All right, it's leprosy. Okay. But even before that, his subtile nature in the garden. All right, these particular things let us know who the devil is, man.
Right. It says that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof.
How do you do that? All right, there's atomic bombs, nuclear weapons. All right, which are being sharpened every day. All right. The scripture says that his arrows that he shoot are sharp. So the days that these arrows get sharp, they're gonna be so technologically advanced, man. All right, because that's the real sharpening of the modern day sword by advancing this technology, man. Right. Because when the sword first came on the scene, it had to be driven on planes. Right. Now they don't. Now these things are going hypersonic, man. You got missiles traveling 10,000 miles an hour. That's a sharp ass sword. When they get ready to let go, they're gonna guard the atmosphere and come back in minutes. That's sharp as fuck, man.
Yep.
Right.
Very sharp.
Yeah.
It says, and destroy the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners. All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, every one in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch.
Yeah, so when the time comes, these nations are going to get restored in a particular order, all right? Because the scriptures talk about how the dead are going to live again. The book of Revelation talk about these other nations. They're going to get restored, man. All right, they're going to get restored back to their lands, whatever. Still playing tributary. But eventually, after a period of time, you nations are going to be no more, you Edomites are going to be no more. Scripture said they're going to look and don't see, all right? Your spirit is going to be, mixed amongst other nations, just like how the tribe of, Dan, all right? Or even the Assyrians. Nobody really know who the Assyrians are today. So the Most High can do that.
That's right. It says, trust thou, but thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain. Trust thou with a sword that goes down to the stones of the pit.
Yeah, man. So you're gonna get put into subjection, all right, by the instrument that you created, the instrument of destruction, the missiles, man, and ultimately Yahweh Shai with the fire from the laser beams, man. And after that, it's fucking crazy how it goes. After that, all right, after our rulership and that hardcore bondage, you're gonna be put the fuck out and burned, man. This is why America gotta get destroyed, brother. You got faggots walking around boldly, man. Chinese walking around boldly, disgusting ass shit, things that make your stomach turn. You have to deal with that. All right, you have places where kids are being taught by Chinese, man.
Yeah, book hour in schools.
Oh my God.
Now you have Chinese teaching kids, after schools in these public schools, man.
You got transgender bathrooms in public school, man. This thing just grieves your fucking spirit, man. But this is what happened when this devil rules, man.
That's right. It says,